Let's also bring you some updates coming from the PDP headquarters, where the National Working Committee of the party, at the end of its meeting on Thursday, August 23rd, 2018, decided to dissolve the Kano State Executive Committee of the party with immediate effect. Consequently, a caretaker committee has been constituted to pilot the affairs of the state chapter of the party. Details of the caretaker committee will be made public in due course. That's according to the party. All members of the party in Kano State and across the nation are advised to be guided accordingly on this information. So, 2019 is a defining year. The dynamics are different from the previous election year. The presidential election is a big stage and, of course, attracts the heavyweights. Now, the battle for the ticket of their respective parties is, on one hand, the APC says that it will adopt direct primaries to select its own flag bearer for the presidential race. For the other offices, he said it won't be the same, and there are several questions. The PDP has set a date for its primaries, and aspirants are picking up nomination forms. The latest is the Senate President who declared his intention yesterday. And for the alternatives, there is what they call the PACT, picked a consensus candidate, after which some of its members are not down with a decision. So there seems to be some controversies around that as well. Let's break it all down for you. Let's make a sense of what this all means for Nigerians, those who will make the decision by voting their preferred candidate. It does look like the presidential election will be a heated and a heatedly contested for that matter. So on the panel tonight on the program, we will be hearing from one of those who are part of the PACT and, of course, the PDP and the APC tonight on the program. Joining us from the United States is a presidential aspirant, Omoyele Sowore. And from our Abuja studio is an APC chieftain, Honorable Cletus Obun, and also a lawyer, Mr. Ilemona Onoja. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the program tonight. Let's get some clearance and some clarity on what happened yesterday. Mr. Sowore, is it that you have also stepped down, or you're part of the PACT, the group that agreed that Fela Durotoye should be your consensus candidate?
No, I was never part of PACT, and I attended one meeting, I think on July 31st of PACT, and I told them very clearly that I was not going to be part of PACT, that I believe that there are other forces out there that we can mobilize and conscientize, educate, and we can defeat President Buhari without joining and they have the mandate, or they have the necessary spread to choose who should face Buhari. I looked into the room and I saw a lot of them are friends, many of them I've never heard about before. So I didn't even make any effort. And even when we went beyond that, as I tried to appeal to the rest of us, we planned a protest to extend and elongate the continuous voter registration exercise. They failed to show up. So immediately I decided not to be part of that, and they were all aware. So I'm surprised to hear that a claim that I was part of PACT is not correct. There's a misrepresentation of my participation in just one meeting. And everybody is aware where I stand, and they know that I was never part of this organization or this coalition. And there's a write-up by Tokwe Fasha, an insider account of what happened, where he did actually clarify this. So I was never part of PACT.
I mean, isn't it commonsensical for you guys to come together? You guys have been saying you want PDP out, you want APC out. How do you hope to fight all of this battle with these traditional political parties in Nigeria, especially for some of your parties that are new, and those are the parties that have their stronghold from several years?
The best way to do it is not to stay in a hotel in Abuja and have 18 people sit down together and select for the young people or the Nigerian people their presidential aspirant or candidates. We are not trying to select a traditional ruler of a village or town or city. We are trying to select a competent candidate for the presidency of Nigeria. 180 million people. 18 people cannot do that. So what we do on our part is that we have a political party. We've gone to 29 states across Nigeria. We are moving around the country, mobilizing people who should be voting for the next president. We are not sitting down comfortably in a hotel in Abuja making decisions on behalf of Nigerians who are looking forward to hearing from us, who are looking forward to connecting and engaging with us. That is what we want to do, and that's why I made it very clear. And there are other concerns that I had, and I've written about them, including some of them at the meeting, saying that you have a meeting with some elders who said that the young people should present a presentable or an acceptable candidate to them. I am diametrically opposed to any form of dictation from elders that have disappointed and ruined Nigeria over the years. So those kind of things put me off. And I made it very clear that our party, the African Action Congress, is open to collaboration. And we have already a coalition of willing Nigerians, frustrated Nigerians, Nigerians who have been disenfranchised over these years, who are hungry for change and revolutionary direction for Nigeria, who are already working with us. And that is the real coalition we need, not some small.
Yeah, Mr. Sowore, just a moment. Stay with us because we need to discuss how this election will pan out because of some of the hits that is in town right now.